While affordability is a top concern for many of us, buy now, pay later platforms have been a cushion for people.
Right, and while the payment plans have been attractive, financial experts warn these apps can become problematic. Action Jack's Deja Mayfield investigates the risks.
Now, these platforms were originally marketed as an alternative to credit cards and a replacement for the old school layaway, allowing people to finance their purchases, oftentimes without a credit card or credit history. Now, installment plans can cover everything from home appliances to plane tickets or even food and groceries. But when used irresponsibly, things can quickly spiral out of control, leaving consumers with a mountain of debt. It's a problem growing so large that some state leaders are now asking questions and calling for reform.
Now at brick and mortar stores.
They are everywhere.
Shop now, pay later.
Buy now, pay later platforms like Klarna, Afterpay, and Affirm have exploded in popularity. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau reports more than 330 million loans were created in 2023. Using data from 6 large buy now, pay later companies, the Bureau reports that number is up from the more than 19 million loans created in 2019. Whether in-store or online, with a small down payment, buy now, pay later loans have given consumers more flexibility to pay for items over time with no interest, like this Whirlpool dryer. With Klarna, the appliance's $583 cost can be paid over time for 12 payments of about $52.
Best case scenario is it helps them make that purchase and they can afford that monthly payment so that it can be spread over time and that, they are getting, interest-free or a low interest rate to be able to make that purchase.
Melissa Thomas is the Chief Operating Officer at Community First Credit Union. She says while the platforms have provided relief for many, there is a caveat.
There are some that are interest-free. However, if you don't make the payment, it could not be interest-free, and there could be late payments that they're not aware of, So if they have signed up for multiple ones and then can't afford it and not make the payment, then there could be fees that are attached to it.
Even though these platforms are marketed as interest-free, if payments aren't made on time, Thomas says consumers can still accrue late fees ranging from $10 to $15. And with almost instant approval on every platform, she says these apps are widely accessible. Many users often have several different loans running at the same time. It's known as debt stacking, and it can cause a financial burden, especially among young people. Reporting from Bankrate shows Gen Zers and millennials are most likely to use these apps. And of all users, nearly half have reported at least one problem with them. The most common being overspending, followed by late fees. The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau says while most lenders don't report payment history with the major credit reporting companies, failure to repay may be reported by a debt collector and in turn hurt your credit. The growing problem has triggered action from state leaders. Last December, 7 attorney generals sent letters to the 6 largest lenders to ask whether their apps are violating consumer protection laws. While Florida and Georgia have not sent letters, Florida's former chief financial officer, Jimmy Petronis, issued this consumer alert about unregulated lending products. And while the state's Consumer Finance Act does regulate many types of consumer loans for licensed lenders, buy now, pay later platforms are not included. The same goes for Georgia, which hasn't set any regulations targeting these lenders either. For those weary of the platforms or even looking to take a step back altogether, Thomas says consumers do have other options because skipping the apps might just mean saving now and smiling later.
It doesn't always have to be a loan. We can really work with the member to help them to have a short-term saving plan so that they don't have to use credit.
For local coverage you can count on, Deja Mayfield, Action News Jax.